Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. I am truly delighted to have you join us today. In our session, we are going to explore a profound and deeply transformative topic that touches the heart of everyone who seeks a meaningful life. Have you ever wondered what it really means to practice spirituality in the midst of daily life? Have you ever questioned if true practice is possible while dealing with work, relationships, and the countless responsibilities of modern existence? Today, we will journey together into understanding how real practice is not about escaping the world, but about fully embracing it with wisdom, compassion, and unwavering presence. The essence of today's exploration is about integrating true spiritual practice into everyday life. It is not about withdrawing into the mountains or isolating oneself from society. Rather, it is about transforming every moment of ordinary existence into a sacred opportunity for awakening and growth. By the end of this video, you will discover insights and practical inspirations that can help you walk the path of genuine cultivation right where you are. Imagine for a moment that life is a vast river constantly flowing, sometimes gently, sometimes with turbulence. True practice is not about building a fortress away from the river. It is about learning to swim gracefully within its currents, navigating both calm and storm with an unshakable inner compass. In traditional views, many people think of practice as belonging only to monks, nuns, or ascetics who leave the world behind. However, the highest teachings of Buddhism and other spiritual traditions tell us that the real battlefield of spiritual growth is our daily life itself. Every encounter, every challenge, every joy, and every sorrow is part of the sacred training ground. So what does true practice in the human world look like? First and foremost, it is about maintaining awareness of your thoughts, your words, your actions, and the emotions that color your experiences. It is about seeing clearly, without being lost in habitual reactions. Consider the story of Michael, an ordinary office worker who, through the practice of mindfulness, turned his daily grind into a journey of inner transformation. Each time he faced a difficult colleague, instead of reacting with irritation, he used it as a mirror to examine his own patience. Each stressful deadline became an opportunity to practice calmness. Over time, Michael found that his work environment did not change, but his inner world transformed completely. This is the heart of real practice. It is not about perfect circumstances. It is about cultivating a perfect attitude. Another cornerstone of true practice is learning to let go. We live in a world filled with desires, attachments, and endless striving. Letting go does not mean abandoning goals or responsibilities. It means not clinging to results, not allowing your happiness to be held hostage by success or failure. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. Each desire, each attachment, each resentment adds weight. Real practice is about gradually setting down that load, walking lighter, freer, more joyfully through life. Letting go also means releasing the illusion of control. Much of our suffering comes from the desperate attempt to control people, outcomes, and circumstances that are ultimately beyond our power. True freedom arises when we accept the flow of life, when we trust that we can navigate any wave that comes without needing to dictate its direction. Practicing compassion is another fundamental pillar. Compassion begins with ourselves. Many practitioners fall into the trap of harsh self-judgment, thinking that spiritual growth demands perfection. In truth, it demands tenderness. It requires the courage to face your flaws with an open heart and the patience to walk the path without harshness. When you extend this compassion to others, you begin to see every being not as an obstacle or enemy, but as a fellow traveler on the arduous road of existence. Compassion transforms relationships. It heals conflicts. It dissolves the walls that separate us. Consider Emma, a woman who transformed her troubled marriage not through demands and arguments, but through the quiet, persistent practice of compassion. She listened more. She judged less. She forgave more easily. Gradually, her husband, feeling safe and accepted, also began to change. Their relationship blossomed, becoming not a battlefield but a sanctuary. Real practice also involves embracing suffering with wisdom. Life inevitably brings pain, loss, and disappointment. Instead of resisting or denying suffering, true practice invites us to meet it directly, to investigate its nature, and to find the hidden treasures it often carries. Suffering, when met with awareness and compassion, can become a powerful catalyst for growth. It strips away illusions. It reveals what truly matters. It strengthens resilience and deepens empathy. Another vital element of real-world practice is gratitude. Gratitude is the antidote to dissatisfaction and entitlement. It shifts our focus from what is lacking to what is present, from complaints to appreciation. Practicing daily gratitude transforms even mundane days into sacred experiences. Each breath becomes a gift, each meal a celebration, each sunrise a miracle. Incorporating mindful rituals into everyday life also supports practice. Simple acts like lighting a candle in the morning with an intention for the day, taking 3 mindful breaths before answering a phone call, or silently wishing happiness for every person you meet can weave a thread of sacredness through the fabric of your day. Equanimity, or emotional balance, is another treasure of true practice. Equanimity does not mean indifference. It means meeting pleasure and pain, success and failure, praise and blame with a steady heart. It means not being swept away by the highs or crushed by the lows. Imagine standing on a mountain during a storm. The winds howl, the rain lashes, but the mountain remains rooted. Practicing equanimity allows you to become that mountain in the storms of life. Patience is perhaps one of the most challenging yet essential virtues. Real spiritual growth is slow, often invisible, and sometimes painstaking. It requires the patience to continue even when there are no immediate results, to trust the process even when it feels stagnant. Think of a bamboo seed. After planting, it shows no visible growth for years. Meanwhile, it is developing an extensive root system underground. When it finally emerges, it grows rapidly. Similarly, the efforts you make in practice may not yield immediate visible fruits, but they are building an unshakable foundation within. It is also important to remember that real practice is not about special experiences or mystical states. It is about how you show up every day. It is about whether you can remain kind when you are tired, patient when you are frustrated, and forgiving when you are hurt. There is a beautiful story of an elderly woman named Sophia, who, when asked about her spiritual accomplishments, simply said, "I have learned to smile at the rain." Her simple words reflected a lifetime of true practice, of meeting every joy and sorrow with grace. Ultimately, the measure of true practice is not how much you meditate or how many scriptures you read. It is how much you love. It is how freely you forgive. It is how deeply you live each moment. Walking the path of true practice in the human world is not easy. It demands courage, perseverance, and a heart open to transformation. But it is also the most rewarding journey you can undertake. It leads to a life not free of challenges, but rich in meaning, resilience, and profound joy. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope today's exploration has offered you valuable insights and inspiration to walk the path of true practice in your own life. If you have experiences, reflections, or questions, please share them in the comments below. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and leave a comment to support our growing community of seekers and practitioners.